So now this is the like same process that we have been discussed. So first this is the die surface, and first CSM mat is placed. Layer 2, which will be woven rubber mat. So yeah, this is directly the tape, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So in
No,
this
if you go to a future slide, you will get the separate shell casting, core casting.
Yeah. So this is the like overall casting process के लिए. So this is the exact composition of the plate. So you'll see there are 5 layers, and in between you have the tape, which is holding it.
And the tape was chosen not by us, but our samples were sent to the tape manufacturer. They found out that on our FRP surface what kind of tape and primer works, and they have given us the test results also. In fact, they had put it on the rough side, I think. Rough side या ये हाँ वो भी हमने चेक किया था, आप ही ने नोटिस किया था.
Yeah, I think like they didn't have a retest of it, but like they confirmed us that the smooth side will also work.
A smooth side will also, actually smooth side maybe it will work better.
Yeah, smooth side I think it will work.
हाँ, so the thing is that whenever FRP is casted and you leave it in the open, the surface becomes rough. One side is smooth, the side which is you have casted in the morning, the side which is hidden, which is in touch with the table, that is smooth, but the surface that is left to the air, that is very rough.
Yeah.
That's why you will see here in the core you will find the inner layer of the core will be rough, and the outer layer of the shell, which is exactly in touch with the die, which it will be exactly smooth like the aerofoil surface.
And the like good thing in our process is that we are actually basically taping the rough side as well. Like, the tape manufacturers also tested the rough side, but as you can imagine, like we are also taping on the rough side of both the sides. So basically, the cell ka we will be doing it on the rough side and on the
no, but what we are doing is before we put the placeholder, ये shell जैसे ही cast होगा ना, उसके ऊपर एक cellophane paper लगा देंगे ताकि वो surface also become smooth, and then the tape will be put. That cellophane paper is also here.
So cellophane paper and the adhesive.
नहीं, फिर cellophane को हटा के फिर one sided adhesive लगाएंगे as a placeholder, and then finally the tape will come. So it's a three step process in between.
So cellophane layer is also not included anywhere, I think.
No.
In the process बोल रहा हूँ.
In the process यहाँ पे बताया एक बार बताया गया है. You go to the future slide, you will get it. हाँ.
So this is the like essentially the structure, and yeah, the shell and the core that is being reflected. So this is like the structure. If you see like in the totality of the blade, so the two parts are there. Yeah, so totally like, the total days for casting are like 4 days for curing, 1 day for like making the casting, and like, both for shell and core. And like yeah, this is assembly के लिए we have put like half a day approximately. So total 13 days are used.
So now you see what happens.
So now exactly what we have been discussing right now. This is the like animated version of that. So the 2 layers are casted, and then I think yeah. So this is the mold releasing agent, the one side adhesive that is the placeholder layer, which will be later be removed.
No. You see that immediately place a layer of the mold releasing agent and gel coat over the inner side of the shell. This is for a smooth inner surface of the shell.
Yeah.
And then the green layer goes, and then the red layer comes in, which is the placeholder.
Yes.
Placeholder को immediately place नहीं करना है.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the.
वरना वो चिपक जाएगा, उसके साथ cast हो जाएगा.
Yeah. So this is the layer which will be ensuring the smoothness of the inner layer of the.
क्योंकि रफ लेयर के ऊपर आप फिर कोर कास्टिंग नहीं कर सकते.
Okay. So this is ensuring that the shell which is being made is smoother. So the next layer of the like next 3 layers can be casted very easily on this. So after that, one-sided adhesive is placed. So one-sided adhesive means this side will be adhesive and the other part will not have an adhesive. So that doesn't stick to this. So yeah, I think.
हाँ ठीक है, और आगे चलो हो जाएगा. हाँ.
So this is essentially the whole assembly. So you have, I think.
Two layers of shell नीचे and ऊपर 3 layer of core.
Okay. So this is just one part of the die. So there are 2 layers below, and here the complexity of the root will be explained later. But basically the stem and the wooden block will be infused here itself. So here we have the stem, and this is the block which will be placed here, and it will be casted in this part also.
मतलब वुड और ये स्टील के ऊपर आप एक चॉप स्ट्रैंड या रोवन मैट डाल के उसके ऊपर जेल कोट हार्डनर मार दो ताकि वो निकल ही ना पाए. It gets casted with the FRP.
With the FRP itself. So that will be done on the suction side. That is on the bottom.
And that ensures structural integrity.
That is done ensuring that the structural integrity is maintained. So then on the top they have the 3 layers.
हाँ, तो अब कोर कास्टिंग का है. अब देखिए, तो ये ऑलरेडी हो गया था.
Yeah. this is already done by now, and then we are putting the 3 layers of the core. Okay. So like, yeah, this is the configuration after 5 years of wearing. After like 7 to 10 days, we'll have this which is ready with us. And yeah, extract the core from the shell. The cores are being separated, and then this 5 centimeters is for now a temporary like number that we have decided. The staggering part of the tail that we have been discussing till now. So this is the like, this will ensure that this thickness after the whole casting is more is approximately 5 mm. Yeah. So
तो placeholder हटा दिया.
Placeholder हटा दिया. So now the two layers, 2 cores are separate. So I think next the core assembly is there. So the core will be brought together and the taping will be done. I think this is the primer which is being placed.
I think so. हाँ, primer.
So this is the primering of the surface, and then the tape is placed. So this is tape VHB 5952.
VHB माने very high bond.
Yes. VHB is like a type of tape that is produced by 3M, which is having a very high bond. This is a 3D version of the same blade. So this taping process that we are referring to, it will be done throughout the blade. So if you see like the blade after the taping is done, you will not see any part of the core from the inside. So if, the whole surface of the blade will be covered by tapes. So at each section of the blade, each station of the blade, we have a 10 centimeter thickness, 10 centimeter width of the blade, which is width of the tape that is being used. So at each station, if you put 10 centimeter, the station difference is also 10 centimeter. So each station will have a tape, and that will ensure that the whole surface is covered with the double-sided tape that we are using. So this is ensuring, like at each station you can see that the difference is 10, and we will be using a 10 centimeter width tape, so that will be completed. So this is calculation for the tape length required, which will be like, we have ordered the tape for one blade right now for the trial blade. So like the same calculation is done as I have been describing, that 10 centimeter is the width of the blade, and according to that, between the station length, how much like thickness we have for the cord. So for each station, the airfoil shape is different. So the total perimeter will be different. So we have to take a rough estimate of how much total length of the blade will be required, length of the tape will be required. So for that, we use the cord length of each blade, and according to that we use the formula which is like the shape defines it. And
we have the standard formula is there for our station, for our aerofoil section. The perimeter of each section is 2.06 times of the cord length.
So like if you take the cord length and multiply it by 2.06, you get the total perimeter of the aerofoil shape. That was used to calculate a tape length. And yeah, so now the shell assembly.
अच्छा, इसका animation नहीं चल रहा है.
हाँ, इसका animation. But so I will explain a little bit easily. So the core was now ready. So the grey part that you see here is the adhesive that we are referring to. So here the tail and root are not shown explicitly, but the tail part will have a larger amount of adhesive because there is a larger gap there, and the nose part also will have some adhesive because that is the separation of the two dies, two parts of the blade. So after the tape application is done, the upper side of the tape is removed, and the shells are first primered. Shells ka inner surface is primered, and adhesive is applied, and then the core is placed on top of one side of the die, and then after this is done, then the other part of the die is placed above this. So as I have been shown you there, and this will be the adhesive that will seep in towards the this will be put in at the edge. But when we place the die we place the core on the die, it will seep in inside and fill all the gaps between the basically the two parts of the blade. So this is just the longitudinal side. All the longitudinal axis will have a adhesive running through. Okay. So now we are coming to the blade root complications. Let us explain on the board first. So in the blade part, in the blade root part, we have a large amount of relatively larger amount of materials, components of the assembly.
Acha, you can pause once and